It was Cicero. Cicero. Um, yeah, Cicero was apparently friends with his slave. After Cicero's passing, the slave published a book where he referred to Cicero as his friend, apparently. Um, I remember the tale about Cicero's end. Basically, Cicero was paranoid of the rise of a Roman king or emperor. The Roman Republic, the Roman people hated the idea of a king, the resurrection of a kingdom, Roman kingdom. I remember listening to a Horrible Histories thing, and they were paranoid about Julius Caesar because at one stage he wore red shoes, a symbol of monarchy. Ridiculous, but later on like every place has symbols of office, so maybe red shoes were symbols of Roman monarchy. Certainly, a purple robe was a symbol of the Roman uh, emperor at later stages. Born in the purple is tied in with that. But anyway, um, Cicero had pissed off Mark Antony, Caesar's friend, after Caesar's passing to a great degree. Basically, you could sum up Cicero's argument as Mark Antony is El Diablo. He sees Mark Antony as a monster and as a threat to the Roman Republic. And obviously, he didn't argue as El Diablo. That's firstly Spanish, and secondly, Cicero's, what do you call him, pagan? He fought the the Roman gods. There's no devil there. But anyway, Cicero, so it's just, you can sum it up as just, Mark Antony's, he's pure evil kind of thing. Because he's told Mark Antony was the wannabe emperor. He was the main threat to that. In actuality, the new kid who came to Rome was actually the emperor to be. Actually, let me get back into this.
Bye.
Oh, it's gone. Shit. That's fine. The new kid was the emperor to be, the first emperor. Julius Caesar was never emperor. You might have heard otherwise, but he actually never was. He did rule Rome for a time. I'm not sure the name of that situation, but he was never emperor. He simply he was killed before he had a chance of truly ascending. But anyway, he saw Mark Antony as the main threat, when in reality he was actually helping the future emperor. And he kept shitting on Mark Antony for ages, writing Philippics after Philippics. The Philippics means against Philip. It was actually originally wrote against a King Philip of Macedonia, but and Mark Antony was trying to, well, not Mark Antony, Cicero was trying to flex. Then so like, see, I know this stuff. Apparently, that's what my teacher put it down to. It was just him trying to show off, because Cicero was actually rather full of himself. At one stage, he went off to govern a place, and he was thinking, "Oh, my friends must be talking all about how great a job I'm doing." And he runs into one of his friends on the road, and the friend's like, "Cicero, where were you? We were missing you. You just disappeared," or something to that effect. Basically, hadn't a blarney where the guy was. Cicero was fucking pissed. So anyway, what hat is that? Interesting. But anyway, Cicero was bloody pissed, as you could expect from how I've said so far. But what was I saying before that? Oh yeah, basically Mark Antony ended up putting Cicero at the top of a proscription. You get a prescription from your doctor, you get a proscription. Well, a proscription is a hit list, basically. Caesar Jr., the first emperor. I'm calling him Caesar Jr. because Plutarch referred to him as the young Caesar, and I never did bother to remember his name. I think it's Octavius, or at least that's the name he took when he became emperor, or it's the name he had before emperorship. Or maybe it's a different emperor entirely. Not sure. But yeah, the young Caesar, he didn't want that to happen. He was buddies with Cicero. He'd helped him out greatly. He didn't want to see the guy die, much less be assassinated. But Mark Antony was insistent. Cicero must die. So the kid swallowed and went along with it. The reason the kid was with Mark Antony in the first place was they were part of his second triumvirate. The first triumvirate was between Julius Caesar, Pompey, the general, not the city, and what's the other guy? Claudius? No, it's not Crassus. Was it Crassus? Yes, it was Crassus. Crassus was the richest man in Rome. Even Julius Caesar borrowed money from him, and Julius Caesar and Pompey were two famous generals. And the three of these worked together to supersede the authority of the Senate. And to be fair, the Senate were a bunch of idiots, but at the same time, you can't have private citizens deciding they're going to just rule the country instead. So it was quite a nebulous position. And the second triumvirate presumably tried to do the same thing, but it took Mark Antony, the young Caesar, and Lepidus. Lepidus' father went rogue and rebelled against Rome. Somehow Lepidus was still alive and relevant politically. I don't know how. My actual Roman history teacher hadn't a clue. I pointed this out to him because I found it on Wikipedia, and he hadn't a clue about it. He hadn't heard about that in the slightest, which may make it more seem suspect, or might be just a sign that he might teach it, might be professor in it, but he's not an all-knowing source of knowledge on it. Either way. But yeah, long story short, because I can keep adding details here because I'm excited to talk. Anyway, assassins were sent after Cicero. I think they killed Cicero's brother, but I'm not entirely sure. I remember some vague reference to something like that, but it's been quite a while since I've covered this. What I do remember is Cicero was fleeing by carriage, and he saw the assassins coming after him. He told his slave that he had in the carriage with him, that friend, to run and to leave him behind. The guy did as he was asked, and Cicero stayed behind. And the assassins killed him, cut off his tongue, cut off his hands, and nailed them above the podium in the Forum in Rome. Basically, it was the Forum was I think it was the Forum. Basically, you could go there onto the podium and proclaim whatever you wanted. You could have speeches, and it was a bit of place where you could be a public nuisance quite legally. It was Mark Antony's way of telling people, be careful what you say, be careful of what you write. For this is what happened to the last man who wasn't. But, yeah, basically, Cicero was apparently buddies with a slave. Well, that particular slave. In another case, Pompey was actually lived more modestly than his slave did. The slave lived in a better house than Pompey did. Pompey himself even dined on rats. One thing you do have to keep in mind, though, cultures and fashions change over time and whatnot. Over time, if demographics shift, different cultures get brought in, they die off. Standards and whatnot are major flux. So it's easy to apply modern day stuff to things. Certainly I do it constantly. But it is something that you have to keep in mind that mightn't necessarily be true for that particular culture. So the rats thing mightn't be as, fucked up as it is to us. It might have been more passé to the Romans. But it was still a sign of him living humbly to them. You know, it might just seem more egregious to us than to the Romans. It might have still been a sign of him being modest, living modestly, but not have the same implications or whatever as it does to us. Similarly, like when the Romans made I think, yeah, we'll say made the Visigoths trade their children for dog meat. The fact that they'd sell their children to get food is is an obvious insult no matter what time period or culture you're in. Few people enjoy that. The dog meat part, now that's up in the air. That may be fine. The dog meat might have been fine. I know that's delicacy in some places, or at the very least, it's just food. While in other places not so much. It. I have no clue, but how the Visigoths viewed that.
In the Marrakech Desert, an oasis lies to the east. Its waters shielded from prying eyes by a preternatural storm. The sand will rip the very flesh from your bones, should you be so foolish as to enter into its dark shroud. Yet enter you must. The goddess Shakari hides within that golden blizzard, festering with revenge as she resurrects and rebuilds her ancient army. An army that once threatened to shake the very balance of these lands. Should she be allowed to revitalize her troops, the whole of Marrakech will finally fall under the cruelty of her selfish reign. The storm is impenetrable for now, even to the likes of me, but there must be a way in. These Highgate locals, they have an affinity for the desert and harsh weather. One of them may know of a way to disperse this storm.
Very handily, we already have the way.
A traveler on the winds, Garo Khan pridefully plundered the sky for its secrets. To her mind, wisdom could be found in the eye of a hurricane. Please understand that Garo Khan is not an evil being. She was once my friend and companion. Her beauty astonished me as her aspirations inspired me. Yet I must forgo my sentiments for the sake of humankind. Like winds erode the sandstone, Garo Khan has been warped by the same powers she enslaved. This is not my goddess that you shall slay. And if I continue to say it, I might very well come to believe it.
Like I said, Sin's a bro. He's a good guy.
I weep for my poor Garo Khan. Together we experienced the loftiest moments that this world could offer. Alas, it was my heavy heart that she could no longer bear. I knew her pride would one day be the storm that would ravage my precious humanity. In truth, it was for Garo Khan that I sowed the dark ember within the depths of Highgate. When love cannot be slain, it must be laid down to sleep. It is not something I deign to speak of often, but this goddess, this creature, she was once the flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. I rose into the clouds and fell into the arms of their queen, the beautiful Garo Khan. Now, if you think that mortal marriages are difficult to navigate, try an immortal one. We parted ways, yet not before my young queen of the sands was born into this world of filth and horror. Now you see how I must suffer for the sake of humanity, to lay mine own daughter upon the sacrificial altar.
That is rough. That is rough. Again, Sin's a good guy. He's really had a rough time of it, hasn't he?
Farewell.
Well, it took some time, but thanks to our Marrakech neighbors
and their ancient traditions,
we managed a strain of thaumaturgy to remove the storm from Garo Khan's blade.
we even bottled it for safekeeping.
We'd rather not trust anyone with this sort of power, but perhaps you can use it to clear away that sandstorm in the desert?
Find out what sort of nasties are hiding out there in the desert and put a stop to them.
One shall not entice the storm. One cannot invite the storm, or give warrant to its tyrant soul. We survive only by appeasing the storm, with gifts and offerings of adoration. We hope that, in its mercy, it shall pass us by. Tempestology of the Marquette, Repudian Fort.
Be careful. When I received my first flower of blood,
And I'm just taking my headset off.
All young Marquette women have to dance with a scorpion to prove themselves worthy of carrying the Dakara's spear. It is no easy task to catch a black Marquette scorpion. Their tails are swift, their stingers sharp, their poison lethal. I made my way through the trial unscathed, but my sister, we shared a womb, came into this world together. She left it, thrashing and foaming at the mouth. Since that day, I have slept with one eye open for fear of the scorpion's sting. And now Shakari, the mother of all black bugs, rises from the sands. Find that scuttling bitch and kill her for me and for every child, every little girl who has suffered and died by the barb of a countless poisoned tails.
Finally, shut up. Reason she annoys me so much is she reminds me of some people I've heard, I know of. Heard of online, and at least a few people I know of in real life. All the time growing up, my nan would always go on about how everything will be perfect if we put women in charge. That's a lot. I can't mod that at all, which might necessarily be an issue. Okay, let's. Okay, I can't. It's inhabited by skeletons. Interesting. Monsters have a 45% increased area of effect. They have a 30% chance to avoid elemental ailments, and their skills change 2 additional times. Let me I'll tab for a second. I'll keep the game going, but I'm curious. 229 divided divided by 100 multiplied by 36. No, I've actually no idea how to work out percentages. I'm trying to do it from recollection, and I just haven't a fucking clue. I think the Magistrate Crown is better. Oh, I never talked to What's-Her-Face about that.
Blessings.
Yes?
Yes.
Take care.
I feel like I could have have an upgrade here. If only I got lucky on the damn things. Someone are using that. Okay, I'm curious. Do it. Really, that's it. Okay. Okay. I'm not going with this, it's too weak. But either of these is tempting. I had a chance to impale enemies on hit or to cause bleeding. I think impale is better. The only thing left is the elemental damage thing on it. Kinda beat that. And actually, if I do switch it out, I'll have 16 lightning resist. My lightning is capped, so that's not too bad. 109. Wait, I got 2 of these? I can get 2? I didn't think I could have 2.
Can I not have but a moment's respite?
No. And it seems that does the effects don't stack. Yeah, they don't stack. So I could have just 2 Chaos Golems, but I would like the different abilities. So 1909. Oh! Nah.
Cool winds.
There's a long shot and a waste. Ah.
Hello.
Got my zombies back. Damn it. Escaped. Annoying. Let's go after the Sin's daughter. If I got rid of those, I would have enough to make it down to here and then into. Or here, then one into here, or here. Or here, and then I can start working on... Yeah, I could grab Iron Grip then and get these. There's some extra life here. Over here might be a good idea to get for the cast resist. It's tempting though, that would pull me back to 4 zombies. I don't need anything to increase my mana. My mana's fine. Need right now is more health. Something to just make me all around more durable. Apply. I could take these. They would increase my life by a bit. Then I have 2 points left over. Add spend. As I see fit. No. Could take 2 gem slots. I didn't sell my gem, did I? I might have. I should confirm first. It's annoying to be back down to 4, considering my goal and all, but it doesn't feel like the right move. Okay. Actually, wait. I'm not too interested in either of these. And I feel like this might be enough. Powerful enough. Actually, you know what? Let's not apply these just yet. We'll work that way in a mo. Let's grab these.